Hey, my friends, welcome to the Breaking 1000 podcast. I'm Mark Brewer. I'm your host today. I've got Hunter Wilson and Scott Wilson with me. And we've just been hearing many times that you guys are being benefited and growing and developing because of this. And so we'd like to ask you, if that's true, could you just subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and then also hit that share link and share it with people that are navigating through some of the same problems and issues that you are. We like helping people, and for some reason, I don't understand it all. Hunter tried to explain it to me. The algorithm, when you hit subscribe and you share, it broadens the scope and we're able to help more and more people. So just invite you to do that. We're going to jump into this. We've been talking a number of times on this podcast about having mentors, developing a growth team, having people that are speaking into our lives, and that we're making ourselves available to help us be accountable to the things that God's asking us to do. But recently, I was just talking to one of the pastors we were working with, and he said, y'all talk a lot about it, but I don't really know how to be mentored, how to set up these meetings and what to come to these meetings or these opportunities with. Could you guys do something specifically on how to be mentored, how to be available, whether it's counseling or it's growth coaching, whatever that is? And so I thought this is a great time to do that.
I definitely think two people can get coached by the same person and not get the same out of it.
Of course,
for sure. And so what we want to do is, how do we best prepare ourselves? How do we prepare our hearts? How do we prepare with the time that we have? Basically, like, okay, you have wisdom that you have agreed to give to me as my mentor, right? So what can I do to best prepare myself to extract the wisdom and not just be like, feed me?
It's not always intuitive. It's an art and a science.
For sure.
And so you've done a great job, Scott, I think, in being able to prepare for this type of mentorship.
I always think of the mentor, the person I'm trying to receive from, as this deep well of wisdom. But no matter how much wisdom they have, I got to bring my bucket.
For sure.
I have to come to the well with something to receive it and take with. There are people that you just said, hey, you want them to pour out their wisdom. Yeah, but there's people who ain't got buckets.
Yeah.
They're sitting there just going, oh, wow. They're not taking notes. They're not implementing.
So
they're
just
not
showing
planning.
up.
They're just,
give me what you got.
Man, that was amazing, but there's nothing that's changed in their life. Think about Jesus in Matthew 7. At the end of it, he gets up, Sermon on the Mount, and he goes, hey, listen, let me tell you about the difference between wise man and foolish man. Both of the wise man and the foolish man heard the same message, but the wise man put it into action.
Yeah.
He's like the man who built his house on a rock, and when the storm came, it stood. The one who just listened but didn't do, is like a foolish man built on sand. When stuff happens, they haven't implemented it.
Yeah, and I think that's just a really common, I think what people have a belief in is, I want them to know that I think they're smart. So I'm going to sit there and just be in the moment and be like, oh, wow, what you just said was really good. A mentor doesn't care about your compliments as much as they want to invest their time into you to see a transformation happen.
Yeah, I get pumped when I know I'm talking to someone who has the power and the ability and capacity to take this and make a difference. I want to add value to those who are going to multiply it. Yeah. I don't want to just have somebody sit there and go, this is so amazing.
Yes.
And I'm going like, they're not getting it.
Or not engaged. And
there's no way you're going to remember this.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to take action on this. We're talking about too many threads here. So has someone that has been people's mentors, and as someone that I know, because I've met your mentors, that is saying to me, your dad is my favorite mentee, how do you even prepare yourself for to extract the gold to bring your bucket?
The model to me was John Maxwell when he went and met with Coach Wooden. So, the most winning coach of all time, UCLA, he got a chance. It was his hero. He went to him. He said, I wanted to get the most I could get out of every second I could. So you know what he did? He wrote down on a legal pad questions he wanted to ask him. Single space, boom, 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 like this. It was like 5 deep. There was like 80 questions. And when he came, he had it in his bag, and Wooden said, hey, how can I help you? What do you want to do? He said, well, I've got some questions. Is that okay? And he pulled it out, and Coach goes, what in the world? How are we going to get through all those? He said, well, I don't know, but I got all these too. He goes, and he said, well, let's start on it. After they'd gotten to like 4 or 5, it had already been like 2.5, 3 hours. He had only given them an hour, but he had gone that long. He said, it sounds like we need to have another meeting. That's how it ended, because he knew I'm pouring into somebody who actually gets this at the level of interaction with me. So I want to be that kind of person. Number one, guess what? He showed up prepared. Okay. So many people show up and they don't have questions. They're just thinking you're going to know everything I need. They don't. How do they know what you need? You've got to come ready to say, this is what I need. Can you answer this? Can you help me with this?
I think this is so true in coaching and in counseling, especially, or therapy or whatever. Is so many people come and basically say, fix me. And it's just like, dude, they are a human. They are not like reading your mind of saying like, oh, I can see just by the way you walked in here that we need to fix this.
And I do the same thing when I go to my counselor. Yeah. I don't come in and say, he goes, so what's going on? Not much. No, I've already got the 4 things that are the problems in my life, or the things I'm dealing with, or things I'm worried, or things I've had to process, or things I'm concerned about. I've already got them written out, and we're ready to go.
So you're moving that mentor out of the mentor feeling responsible that I have to come and prescribe stuff I don't even understand, to a place where now they have some perspective about how they can help you solve for issues around those things that you're navigating through.
So let's just get practical. So I met with Dr. Sam Chand every month for 10 years. Do you understand how even when I say that, some people go like, well, what could you even talk about for 10 years?
That's a long time.
Could you 10 years every single month. Well, this is how it worked. Every single month, I would work so diligently to put a whole thing together, a presentation for him. Before we met, he got it in an email to him, and this is how it was. The first section was always, here's a report of what's happened this month. I would put on there, here's where our finances are. Here's how many people got saved. Here's what we did in youth. Last time we talked about, I was going to talk to the staff member. Here's a report of how that went.
Love that.
Written out.
That's
not
awesome.
waiting for me to tell him. I wanted him to know. I said, last time we said I was going to do this. This is what I did. And then behind it would be our report, financial report. Behind it would be any documentation of, I made this move on the building. Here's a copy of what we did.
So if he wanted to double click.
If he wanted to, it was all in the files for him to have. And then, so the first thing was, let's catch up from what we talked about last time to this time.
Yeah.
Okay. The second part is, now, here are the things that I'm struggling with now, or now that we did that, what do I need to do next on this? Or here's an issue I came up with my staff, or here's an issue that's happening with the building, or here's an issue with the finance, whatever it is. Here are the things I need help on now. And if I had stuff that I needed to show him, pictures or documents or something I was preparing to share or to handle, I put that behind. Again, everything was there. And so then it was report from last month. Here's what I need this month. And then if there was any other thing I needed to say, hey, last time we talked about you're going to do this conference. Hey, how can I help you on it? Whatever, I'd have that in there. Okay. So that would be every single time. He would then, when he got on his flight, read everything. So when he came, he had it printed out and he would have it there, and he had written all over it.
Here's what's cool about that. What you were doing is you were making it easy for him. Thessalonians talks about that. Hey, make it easy for those who have been called to lead you and to pastor you.
Right.
So instead of demanding that
it may go well with you.
That's it.
Is what it says.
So you weren't demanding that he keep all of this information. You were bringing him up to speed. Hey, here's what we talked about last time. Here are the actions I've taken on that. Here's some updates that we didn't even talk about, but that you need to know to build context. So you made it really easy for him to work in his superpower.
Yeah.
Instead of doing all of this referencing to try to get up to speed again.
It also saved probably 30 minutes of waste in a meeting of getting the best out of it that he got in reading it.
I want to share like 2 reflections from this, and then I want to get back to your list of how to be best prepared. Okay, one is a mentor and a coach or a counselor or somebody that you're trying to extract wisdom from. What they're trying to do is you are preparing a list of documentation to collect the dots. Here's all the dots that I have. What great mentors do is they help you connect the dots and understand, based off of these patterns that I'm seeing, here's what you need to do next.
Yes.
If you haven't given them enough information and collected the dots for them, they have a hard time connecting the dots.
Super helpful.
So it's super important that you give them the information that they need ahead of time to be able to connect the dots when you're actually in the room together.
Exactly.
Number two is I don't think it's as easy as we're talking about current events, and that's how I met with him for 10 years. I think the real thing inside of this is there was always clarity of I want to grow further than we are now.
Yes.
And I've never been there before, but you have.
Right.
The people that stop meeting with mentors and be like, I'm not really getting anything out of this, have not provided enough clarity of where they want to be that they've never been before. So it's just talking about, yeah, I have problems, but doesn't everybody? Like, I don't have clarity about the future me of where I want to be going or the future of this organization. That's how you always were able to meet with him.
Well, and think about this. Can you outgrow your mentor? Sure, if they're not growing.
Mm-hmm.
But if your mentor continues to grow and you're growing, then they can get, if you're feeling like, man, I think I've gotten everything I can get out of them, it may be they don't have any more to give, or it may be you have stopped growing in your ability to extract what you need because you've stopped growing. You don't have fresh questions. May be they don't have fresh. It may not be that they don't have fresh material to give you. It's that you don't have fresh issues and fresh questions because you're not growing.
That's kind of counterintuitive though, because you're saying if you keep growing, you're going to continue to surface new problems and new issues.
So you know what Dr. Chan told me? This is funny. He said, Pastor Scott, I am having to double the growth plan of my life to stay ahead of your questions. He said, I have upped my game because the way you're growing so fast, faster than other people I work with, because you actually take what I teach you and you implement it, get it, and now you own it. You teach it, you have it, that I'm actually reading more, doing more. Thank you for pushing me and doing this. So what I'm saying is, I talk to people all the time. I talked to a guy the other day and he was going like, man, I went to this guy and I'm just going, I don't know why you think counseling's so good. I just sat there and I didn't get nothing. I said, well, what did you do? He said, I went in there and said, hey, my friend told me I need counseling, and so I'm here to get it. And I'm going, and he goes, the guy said, well, tell me about yourself. I didn't know. I don't even know what problems I got. My friend told me I got. I'm saying, dude, you got to go in. I go in writing out the issues. Mm-hmm. You've got to go and write it. I'm telling you, most of the time when people say, now, can you outgrow a mentor? Yes, I'm establishing that. You may have grown so much that they didn't keep growing, and so you surpass them.
But that doesn't mean that they failed. They succeeded in the season.
They gave you everything they had. But there are many, 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 I would say more times than not, there are people who it isn't your mentor who doesn't have something for you. It's that you're not growing enough to even have new questions. You've stayed at the same place, and so you
haven't done anything from the last thing that we talked about.
Yep.
So I think the reporting is so huge because to me it was accountability, and it also encouraged him every time to give me his best because he knew I was doing what he told me, and I activated it and I'm reporting on it. Okay. So you got to be prepared. That's number one. Okay. Number two, you got to take notes. So I have my notes I sent him here. He has his here, but I also have a blank pad over here that I'm going, this is our agenda, but here I'm taking notes on everything you say. Mm-hmm. And then I'm typing it up, later and sending it to him after that meeting. Here's everything we talked about. Here's what I'm going to be doing. And I'll send it to you before. So it's an after it too.
And a pro tip for anybody that is younger than 30 is if you're taking notes on your phone, you should tell them that you're taking notes on your phone because it looks like you're doing something else.
Yeah. Like you're distracted.
Yeah.
So take notes. Always take notes. Do the best that you can. And then type it up and send it to them because that's making sure what I got from you is this here, and I'm reporting it to you so you know I got it. Yeah. But it's also, no, you misheard me on that. He's able to give you feedback, or they're able to help you on that. Make sense?
When you were taking notes, did you ever pause or ask for timeout? Hey, I think I heard you say this.
Exactly. I would always go, so what I'm understanding, I would do like reflective listening. I'd go, so what I'm hearing you say is blah, blah, blah. And he'd be able to say, that's exactly right. Or he'd say, a little bit, yes, but I think you're not getting this part of, thank you for saying that. So I would always try to reflect back what it is, okay? So come prepared, take notes. Thirdly, every time I would do the report, this is the third thing, share wins. So I go, dude, you told me to do this. You told me we could raise this amount of money if I did what you told me to do. I didn't believe you, but I did it anyway. And guess what? It happened. And so I'm sharing the win, not as, look what I did. It's look what we did. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, the thing that will feed your mentor the most is that you're including them as part of the reason of what's happening in your life. They feel included, not left out. You know how irritating it is to a mentor that you act as though, look what I did, and you didn't have any part in it, and yet you're sitting there and going, 3 months ago, I told you how to do this, and you ran the play I told you, and then they're acting like it probably would have happened even if we wouldn't have been with you. I mean, that's not very motivating for a mentor to want to stay helping you when you're saying you did it without them, you don't need them. It's just a weird deal. Share that win. I'll go, dude, if it wasn't for you, man, and it makes them want to help you even more.
Yeah, it makes them want to get in the prayer closet, and it makes them want to be accountable for what they share with you because they know you're going to actually do the thing.
So the fifth is kind of along with it, but it's that honor them along the way. So part of what I would try to do is think, how could I give them a gift? How could I give them, besides just paying them? I'm paying them every month, but how could I introduce them to somebody else? How could I get them another client?
Yeah.
How could, whatever it is, how could I help him and how could I honor him? Sometimes I'd write a note to he and his wife, Brenda, or to the girls, his 2 daughters, and I would do whatever I could to honor or to show him. And I would tell him, say, hey, I just want you to know there's nobody in my life like you,
Yeah. I don't know if you consciously did this, but I feel like you always had the mentality, whether you said it or not, of I want to be your favorite client.
Oh, every mentor I've ever had, John Maxwell talks about is how do you get out of the pile? That there's a pile of people who want to be close to that person, who want to get something. How do you get out of that pile and up here where I don't know all these other people, but I know him? And he's like my favorite. I want him anywhere I am, whatever's going on. How do you get out of the pile? That's what he was doing with John Wooden. He was coming with all those questions. He's getting out of the pile. When I come to Dr. Chan and I'm saying, hey, what's your next conference? I'll bring as many people more than anybody else. Hey, what are you trying to raise money for? I can help you on that. So that comes, honor them along the way. But then these 3 are important. Share wins where it's not mine, it's ours. Number 2, honor them along the way, thanking them for what they mean to you in your life. Do you know their birthdays? Do you know their anniversary? Do you know important things that happen if they lost a son or a daughter or there was a tragedy, their dad? I mean, are you there as caring about them as a person, not just as a mentor you're paying? Okay. But then here's the deal. Serve their vision. I always would ask them, so what are you trying to do?
Yeah.
What is your heart? What I would ask him sometimes, how does it feel to be at your place? Is there anything that's lacking right now? And then I would pray. I'm getting emotional. I wanted to do everything I could to help him win because he would do anything he could to help me win.
Yeah.
And I don't know a lot of people who treat their mentor or treat their spiritual father or treat somebody in their life they're gaining from in that way. But the more you honor them, the more blessed you will be, the more connected you will be. It's very real.
I want to pause there for just a moment because I know that we're talking a lot about specifically this particular mentor, but when I think about the other people that have been on your growth team, the ones that were your doctors, the ones that were your training partners, the other people that were on this journey with you, you did the same thing with them. You became a viral component of their downstream marketing life because when they helped you
spread the word.
Yeah, you spread the word. And there's something really powerful about that you didn't just consume, but you recognize I want to be a part of their success too.
Yeah.
Even while they're helping me in this particular area, I want to help them be successful in their area.
You didn't treat it as this is my best kept secret of what's my growth success.
First of all, I wanted to help other people. Okay. And I knew the help I'm getting from them is so huge. I care about these other people.
So
I want them to connect and them win. So it wasn't a manipulative deal, like I'm getting you to do something because I want this guy to like me more. Okay. I knew it would help them, but I also knew that it would serve their vision. And I wanted it to be, I don't want to just have transactional relationships. I want to have reciprocal, beneficial relationships with those
You're just
people.
trying to do what you can to show them how much this means to me, that you're helping me this much. And it means so much to me that I want to do
Let's
anything
just put
I can.
it this way. I'm using it just as Dr. Chan to keep it simple, but this would be in every relationship. I think I may be there may be another now, but at that time when we were meeting, I was the only one he ever invited to his house to have dinner with his family, to be with his kids, to be in relationship. And we came and did that. And those are my friends. Like, I love them. I'm in their life. I care about them even now. And that was 15 years ago, So you care about them as people.
Yeah.
You care about their life and do this. But get back to the actual meeting time. Do it ahead of time. Set up. What are my questions? What do I need? Be accountable to report. Don't make them have to be, so what did you do? Tell them what you did.
Self-report.
Give them self-report. Do the work for them so they can do the deeper work for you.
Yeah.
Okay? So do that. But here's a huge deal. Be prepared every time, ahead of time, to do that work, to give it to them, okay? But secondly, if you're meeting them somewhere, show up early.
Yeah.
Be on time. I mean, be there. And you say, well, sometimes I struggle. Let me tell you something, what Dr. Chan, I heard him not say to me, but I heard him say it to other people. He said, if you don't show up on time, and if you're late, you are communicating a lack of value to our relationship. Okay? And he said, that is not a time issue. That's a character issue. And let me prove it to you. And this is what I heard him say. He said, if I told you, if you are in this parking lot tomorrow at midnight, I will give you $1 million. If you're sitting in that chair in this parking lot tomorrow night at midnight, I will give you $1 million. What are you going to do? I'm going to be there. I mean, when I heard him, I spoke up. I said, hey, I would be there.
You're probably going to cancel all your meetings 2 or 3 hours leading up to that.
He said, well, what about the traffic you say you have? Well, what about the family thing that came, or you needed to go by and do this and run this errand? I would have said, I'll do that later, or I'll do whatever, because that's that important. He said, that's exactly about you getting and meeting with me.
Yeah.
If this is that important, you will make sure, no matter what, you'll be here an hour early to make sure there wasn't a traffic.
It's a good reminder.
He said this is a character issue, not a time issue.
Yeah.
And it's a value issue, a statement. And so show up early, be prepared ahead of time, activate on what they said, and self-report on it. Care about them personally, their vision, share the wins. I promise you, you will get more out of that relationship than other people who are just sitting there going, man, I sure wish I could meet with him. I sure wish I could learn from him.
Because it's a two-part thing. One, you're preparing yourself to receive the gold. And number two, you are treating them with so much respect that they want to bring their best to the meeting. So they're giving better and you're receiving better.
Yep.
So I think that's how you do it. I think that's amazing.
Good stuff. Anything else you want to say to land this?
No, I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay, I think you did. The idea here is that Jesus said it this way about the kingdom. He said, if you're faithful with a little, he makes you ruler over much. And even as we're talking today, you were faithful with whatever God made available. And over time, it just kept expanding. And God put you in places and brought people around you that expanded your growth team. If you don't have a growth team, now's the day to get that thing started. And thank you for joining us here today on the Breaking 1000 podcast. Again, if this is helping you or you think it could help someone else, please subscribe. Please share this with your friends and family and other pastors who are navigating through the same journey. And if you have something specific that you want us to tee up on this podcast, just shoot us an email at readysetgrow.church, and we'll look forward to doing that. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you next time.